Vamos?
Hi there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Fred Macedo and I'm here with my friends Carla, Rosangela, Rosalie, and Ruben. We are here for another Gospel at Home. And before we start, I'm gonna invite my good friend Carla to make our initial prayer. Please, Carla.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth and its heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and forgive us those who trespasses against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver from evil. Amen.
Thank you. Now I'm gonna share my screen. We already picked a theme from the Spirit's book, question 794, the programs of human legislation. Kardec asked the spirits, could society be governed solely by natural laws without having to resort to human laws? It could if humans understood them well enough. If they were to actually practice them, such laws would be sufficient. Society, however, has its requirements and needs special laws. 795. What causes the instability of human laws? In times of barbarity, the strongest are the ones who make the laws, and they frame them to their own advantage. It becomes necessary to modify them as humans comprehend justice more clearly. Human laws become more stable as they move toward true justice. That is to say, to the degree that they are made for all and as they are aligned with natural law. This is a Kardec's note. He comments, civilization has created for people new necessities that are related to the social position such people occupy. It had been necessary to regulate the rights and the duties of such positions through human laws. Under the influence of their passions, however, humans have often created imaginary rights and duties that are condemned by natural law. Nations remove these rights and duties from their codes as they progress. Natural law is immutable and is always the same for everyone. Human law is variable and progressive, and it alone could have consecrated the right of the strongest at humankind infancy. Uh, Me and Carla, we are lawyers, and I recall our civil code from 1917, if I'm not mistaken. And the woman on uh, the 20th century, the early 20th century, was considered incapable. And our
Mm.
laws predicted that women need authorization from her husband to to engage to some business in life. This
Exactly.
nowadays, yeah, is
My father. I I, I was born in 1917, 1979. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was wondering. Oh, Carla, you have like 190 years now.
And my father had to authorize my mother to 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 have me, you know.
Clearly against the natural law. I wonder if he didn't authorize it. What would
No,
become
no,
of
my
you?
dear. No, no, no. I'm
The
older. Yeah.
uh, the doctors would not have made the
No,
labor.
they not authorize to have a baby without a man to you know to authorize them. It was for me. Oof, I hate this. I hate to remember this. But my mother talked to me about this.
Yes, and if we go back more, we see
Mm.
that uh, uh, uh,
It was worse.
there was slavery. No?
Exactly. Yeah,
Slavery is those men were not considered by the church to be
exactly.
human. They were considered animals. So we see that
Oh,
this is clearly against natural law. But as the
yeah.
text said, and as Kardec commented, as we progress, our laws, thank God, change.
I hate to remember that, but it's true.
There is a past that we can get rid of. And I think a lot of things that we have to endure nowadays is because our slavery past. I think some of us, or I don't know if all of us, maybe we had slaves. Someone of us may have treated them so. I don't know if we punish them a lot, but this is clearly a past that we have to make amends to.
Yeah.
I will go on with the reading. Please interrupt me if something you want to comment. 796. Aren't harsh criminal laws a necessity in the present state of society? A depraved society has a need for harsher laws. Unfortunately, such laws are meant to punish a wrong after it has already been committed, rather than to cut out the roots of what has caused the wrong. Can you please close your mic? Your mic? Thank you.
Sorry. I think it's me. I'm sorry.
No problem. Only education can reform humankind, which will then have no more need of such harsh laws. Here, uh, here in Brazil, we had a punishment, informal punishment, if I may say so, that uh, the the inmates, the people who have committed crimes, were tortured by the authorities, and this this was very well accepted. There are people nowadays who say that a good a good a good a good bandit, a good criminal is a dead criminal. We see that people uh, doesn't know how things about the spiritism and the natural laws work. 797. How can humankind be led to reform its laws? This will occur naturally through the force of circumstances and by the influence of moral persons who will guide it along the path of progress. Many things have already been reformed, and many more will be. Wait a while. When we uh, uh, the word industrial revolution is right, Carla.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Uh, we recall from the historic books that when people move from the country to the cities, and there was a lot of technology, there were no regulations about labor, and we we saw abominable things, terrible things, people working 16, 20 hours in very bad conditions and dying. And then there was a movement that uh, there were needed laws to regulate this.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, no, please go. I have a
Yeah,
little bit of
because
difficulty. Please
today
step in.
we have uh, our child, our child. I my friend, and I don't know how to to help. And we have child, we have friends, we have a lot of people, and that is very um,
Sometimes we miss the word.
yeah, exactly. I remember. But you know, we have our child, our you have your daughter, I have my son that is in I don't know how to say, but I'm feeling.
Okay, no problem. Uh, just so we close we close everything, and then when there is no law, sometimes it's worse than a harsh law. So
Exactly. Hmm.
né, the businessman, knowing that there were no law to regulate the labor, force the workers to work very long periods with very bad conditions. And then I don't know when the International Work Organization was founded to prevent this kind of things, because we know when there's no law, there are a lot of abuse. So, referring to the first question, when Kardec asked the spirits about it was possible that uh, we have
I'm
just
sorry to
natural.
interrupt you again,
Okay,
but
no
in
problem.
Brazil, we cannot see this in reality. We have to take care of our child. Do you
Indeed,
agree?
yes, because we have to prepare them for this changing
Exactly.
world. Huh? We know that
Exactly.
now we're gonna face the opposite situation. We have labor regulation, but with artificial intelligence, I think
Oh, yeah.
won't have enough um, uh, work positions for everyone, because not everyone will be qualified. And there has been in discussion like a world minimum wage for these people, because they won't fit in. They won't have the soft skills necessary to work, I don't know, in 10, 15, 10, 10,
Yeah,
20
we
years
we
from
are
now.
old actually to deal with these things. So we have to use the intelligence at fairness.
Okay, this was a very nice discussion. I like not to be left alone to
Yeah, I'm
read,
so sorry. I'm so
comment.
sorry. I'm interrupt too much today.
No,
I'm
no,
so
no
sorry.
problem. No problem. Uh, we know what is to come. Artificial intelligence will come for us to have more time for ourselves, to work less,
Exactly. Hmm.
but we don't know what the future holds. That's why instead of raising our kids to learn languages such as English, that's very important, and all the things that they can learn about robotics, programming, we have to raise them to be
Hmm.
those soft skills that they need to relate to people, because I think this will be a very important, a key feature for everyone to relate to people, because everyone
They
will
are growing up with this reality. It's totally different from me, from you. It's total different.
indeed they will have professions that uh, uh,
Exactly.
were not created yet. So I think we are the dinosaurs of our turn. When I start to work as an intern, I have to typewrite, and I didn't have um, strong fingers to type. I have to join fingers to type from one side to another. But then came the computer, and uh, there was a reality. And I'm old. In '92, I thought about the digital lawsuit, and I think what would be wonderful
Nine
to
two.
to address to the judge in my computer at my office. And I I spent 3 years without going to the courtroom, because there was no need, and the pandemics make everything faster to for us to migrate to the technology, to the digital hearings. This is something good.
Uh-huh.
Any final comments before we wrap it up?
No, no more comment from my side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carla. And now we're gonna make our prayers for all the ones that are suffering the world, that are suffering wars, natural disasters, and such on. We know that we have been blessed. We don't know why we have been blessed to be born in a great country as our country, Brazil. We have our problems, corruption problems, and social problems, and their own,
Security
but
problems.
security problems. But if I can establish a degree of our world, of our countries, I could be born in Switzerland, will be top level, but I could have been born in a African country as Somalia, that would be terrible. So I think Brazil, it's a middle ground. We can be very fortunate and thankful for being born here.
Exactly. I agree.
I'm gonna ask my dear friend Rosangela to make our final prayer. Please, Rosangela.
We thank the good spirits who have come to communicate with us and ask them to help us put into practice the instruction they have given us. We also hope they will ensure that each and at this end of this session is fortified in the practice of good and love for our neighbor. We also wish these lessons may be useful for the suffering, ignorance, or vicious spirits who will able to attend this meeting and for whom we implore the mercy of God.
Thank you all. Have a good evening. Have a good week.
Good night, everyone.
Good evening, my brother.
Thank you. Good
Good
evening.